Hi, Carol. I heard you were upset with something today.
Oh yeah, I was. I had a meeting with my manager, and she kind of just said something that I didn't do right, that I could have done better, and because I've been working for the company for like 35 years, I kind of took offense to that, and I was like, "What do you mean?" I just didn't take it well, and I kind of was rude to her, and I kind of short and cut her off, and walked out. And then when I went back to my desk, I thought about it, and I thought, wow, wasn't the best way to handle that. I said I probably was disrespectful to her, and she was just trying to, tell me something that I needed to know. And because I was again reintroduced to this job that I did years ago, I felt like, oh, I know everything, and I don't need you to tell me what I need to do. So when I went back to my desk, I thought about it, and then I went the next day, and I went over to her, and I said, I want to apologize that I thought I was disrespectful. I had no right to act that way or talk that way to you. I know you were trying to help me, and I do want to apologize. So, it was like something. I had to compromise and say to myself, look, this is what it is, and you have to accept it, and don't take offense to it. And that's what I apologized for. I thought I was unprofessional, and I had no right to act that way. And she very much appreciated that I did that, that I came to her and apologized for being so, because I probably freaked her out, when I did that. And so she didn't know how to react. So I put her at ease and apologized that I should have never done that.
So, looking back on the situation, how would you have handled it differently?
I would have listened to her. I would have accepted what she was saying, and maybe I would have, said, well, okay, I didn't know that, and oh, wow, I could have done that. Oh yeah, I could have done that better. Yep, definitely. I would have accepted the criticism, which is really not a criticism. It's just an instructional. Well, we need to do it this way, and I would be able to accept that. So I have to learn to be more accepting of criticism.
Okay, so if I understand you correctly, then the message that was being sent to you was not a personal act. It was
Nope.
a business-related
Yeah.
incident that perhaps
I took personally.
you related to it personally and maybe a little emotionally. Okay.
Absolutely.
And in looking back, you also already stated that in retrospect, that you would have handled it differently. How might you have handled it differently the next time?
I would have just said, "Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't know that. I'll make sure that never happens again." And believe me, when somebody says something to me that I did not do right, you will never see that again. That's just how I react to everything.
Very
And
good.
she did say one other time, she said, "Oh my goodness, you don't have to do it in 5 minutes." I said, "Oh yeah, I do."
Okay. So if I just to clarify and make sure that I understand, if you were to do it again, you would take a little bit softer approach, try to look at the situation a little bit more closely,
Just listen
and pay more attention and concentrate on the message
instead
and not
of
the
criticism.
emotion
Yeah,
of the circumstances.
Absolutely.
Very good. Well, I thank you. I appreciate
You're
your time
welcome.
today. And if I might say, it sounds like everything worked out pretty well for both of you. It was a learning experience for both.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What lesson do you think you may have taken away from that?
I took away that I already had an anticipation or an expectation of how she was, and that's really not how she is. And you just have to you have to grow from it. You have to listen, you have to learn, you have to be around somebody and know that they're not out to get you. They just want to make sure that you're doing the job right, because somebody's looking at her to make sure the job is done right. So if she looks at me and lets me get away with something, and somebody looks beyond her and finds something wrong of something she reviewed, it's a reflection on her. So I get that.
And if what I just heard is correct, you don't want to go into a discussion already with an idea of what the outcome is,
Right.
or a preconceived notion
Right.
of what the discussion is going to be
Right.
about.
The
Well, thank you.
negativity, the negativity. You don't
I
want to bring
appreciate
negative.
it. Thank you. I appreciate taking
You're
the time
welcome.
today.
If you make